Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Yes, this is the Hardcore Grind interview with award-winning author, director, and producer Silk White. Welcome.
What's up, man? Thank you for having me over.
Oh, you are so very welcome. You always come through. No matter when I ask, what I ask, you always make it happen. So I do appreciate you for that.
Come on, man. We got to look out for each other. You know how we do.
Absolutely. Now, my first question is, a black man who can write is powerful. What does that power mean to you?
It means that just being able to put words into a story and to get our stories out there, because when you look around, there's a lot of stories out there, but they're not like our stories. You know, they might have our faces on it, attached to it, but they're not our stories. So, you know, when you do have an outlet to get our stories out there, you just got to take advantage of the opportunity that you have.
With all the unique skills you possess, what do you like the most about your pen style?
The thing I like the most is that I could write any like genre. You know, I'm not like stuck in a box. So I got to write about like a specific thing. You know, I could go all over the place. I could do and write whatever it is, you know, that I please and things like that. It could be a thriller, drama, horror, action, children's story. So, you know, that's the best thing about it, that the freedom to, you know, move all around if you want to.
Why do you feel it is essential to define your brand?
Oh, that's easy, because branding is important. Branding is what gets people to know like who you are without, you know, having to reach everybody. So it's just like the, you know, McDonald's logo. You see that, you're like, okay, I know that's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? You don't even got to know what you want from there, but you know you want something from there. So that's all that branding is. It's like, okay, once they see your brand, they know what they're getting from your brand. So you can have anything new coming out, but once they see the brand, they don't even have to know what it is. They just know it's going to be good. So you definitely have to put a lot of effort and energy behind branding, because it's very, very important.
What are your 5 top essential elements in creating a powerful brand?
Marketing is number 1. Visibility is number 2. And the rest of it is basically just like consistency. You got to be consistent with your brand. You got to be consistent. You know, you can't start it, you know, and don't put nothing behind it, and then don't wonder why people don't recognize the brand. When they see the brand, they skip over your brand to someone else's brand, because they'll be more familiar with the other brand and things like that. So you just got to stay behind it and stay consistent as well.
You are a very accomplished author, and you've made so many great stories for the literary world. How do you manage your time to prevent burning out?
It's all about it's not even hard at all. It's basically about having a schedule and structure and just being disciplined and things like that. You know, as long as you have a schedule, you'll be fine. You know, have a certain schedule. I write at certain times. Certain times I do other things. And as long as you're going according to your schedule, you'll be fine. The problem is the procrastination, where you're supposed to do this in this schedule, but you're tired, so you don't do that. And everything keeps getting pushed back. So as long as you're on your job and got discipline and things like that, you should be good. The schedule is definitely all it is. And like I said, it's discipline because there be so much life stuff going on. People let the life stuff get in the way of their business stuff. And you can't do that. The business always comes first. The life stuff ain't going nowhere.
Okay. Now, who is your biggest supporter throughout your journey?
I have a lot of supporters, so I'll just have to say everybody because, you know, I get a lot of love everywhere I go. And, you know, I try to reciprocate the love back to everybody and stuff like that. But I don't know if I have a biggest one, but everybody's showing me a lot of love. And I appreciate everybody. And, you know, we're going to keep rocking out.
Okay. Now, you've been writing and producing films for many years. What is your favorite type of scene to film and why?
My favorite type of scene is like an action scene because when you're filming those scenes, there's a lot going on. It takes a little bit longer. And just to see the ending result when it's done, that's like the best part for me, you know, because other scene might be a conversation scene or them walking down the street or arguing or something like that, you know, but when the action scene, you know, the camera's going this way, following the people. So it's a lot that goes into those scenes, and, you know, that's what I like right there.
Good to Go Films has released so many great films. What is the vision behind your company?
The vision behind the company is just to, you know, put as many titles out there as possible and just keep the people entertained, man. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now these days. And just keep everybody entertained and, you know, feeling good and stuff like that. Because
if you had the power to change anything in the film or literary industry, what would it be and why?
Just like the Hollywood thing, you know, they real strict with their thing. They don't let certain people in and things like that. Or it's more difficult for some people to get in, things like that. So, you know, I would just switch things like that and, you know, give everybody a fair chance. I don't think everyone, you know, gets a fair chance. So I would just make it like the playing grounds would be a little bit more fair.
Now, your latest release on Tubi, Lonely at the Top, you've released 1 and 2, and that's starring Karan Joseph Riley, Whitney Code, Joshua, Edie, Corey Poe, Kyra B., and that's just to name a few. What was the vision behind this project?
It's Lonely at the Top. I came up with this because I wanted to drop some jewels in this one and a little education and things like that. And it's about a guy who basically was in the street life, but he's not anymore. He's transitioning from the street life to the business life. And the people who he came up with, you know, they're not getting it. They're too stuck into the street life. So he's trying to tell them, like, hey, I found us a better way where we don't have to, you know, look over our shoulder, go to jail or do certain things. And the people, you know, just still have that hood mentality and they're not, you know, going along with his brilliant plan. And that's why it's called Lonely at the Top, because, you know, you want to take everybody with you, but, you know, you can't take everybody with you because everybody don't see things like you see. And when people are in certain environments, that's all they know. They think it's bad. They think you're a sellout if you don't stay where you've been at all your life and stuff like that. So when you're dealing with people with that type of mentality, you know, it's always going to be hard. And they say things like, I always go back to the hood and stuff. And it's just like, you know, they just don't understand. They haven't seen anything else, because if they've seen a lot of stuff, that's the last place they will want to go back to, you know. But they don't know any better. So I just made a movie to try to shine some light on that, and the title says it all, man. It's Lonely at the Top. And like you said, it's on Tubi, and everybody can go out and go check it out, man. It's pretty good.
And I just want to say something. Like, I mean, it is lonely at the top, or it's lonely at the top of your journey through your vision, but it doesn't have to be. A lot of that comes from discernment and discerning when to let people go and when to add people on. And I think a lot of times we have guilt when we have to release certain people because of history. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's just what I was saying. Only at the top, because You can't take all of these people. You have to cut them off because they'll, at the end of the day, they'll bring you down, not intentionally, but they don't know any better. They don't understand the stuff that you have to do and things like that. They don't understand, like, it's one level and it's next level. You know, it's just like a video game. When you beat one level, when you go to the next level, it gets more difficult. You can't use the same moves you use on, that level. So people just, a lot of people just don't, understand that. And then you lose a lot of friends and things like that over money and stuff, because once they know you have some money and you say no, it's something that you can easily do and you say no, it's like, oh, you think you all that now, you this and the third, because I don't want to, give you money that I had to work so hard for, and I just give it to you. You just sit there, with a sense of entitlement. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's lonely at the top because they just think you got money. Like, oh, let me get some money and stuff. They don't understand that the more money you get, the more expenses you get, the more your lifestyle costs, the more everything else costs as well. They don't see that because they don't know that. They just know you got money. You driving a nice car. You doing this. You doing that, and they're not. And if they ask you for something that they seen is small, $3,000, $4,000, and they think you got $1 million, and you're like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't just throw money away like that. They'll look at you like, dang, he couldn't give me $4,000. It's just a sense of entitlement, and that's how it works, man. That's why it's lonely at the top, man, because, people don't know until it's them. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just how it works. So that's why I just want to shine some light on that type of stuff. So that's how I put in the movie. Like, the guy came, his mother was like, hey, can you buy your cousin a car? I was like, buy my cousin a car? Like, you know what I'm saying? What you mean?
Exactly. Now listen. I'm your friend. I ain't never gonna ask, but if you ever want to give it, I'm never gonna say no.
That's different. Somebody offer you something that's different.
Right. Now, who inspired you to enter into the film industry?
It pretty much just came from being an author. I just want to see the books on the big screen. And the crazy part about that is I've only did one of my books into a movie. Everything else has been all like original stuff. So I think I'm gonna actually start going into putting the books on the screen and things like that. I think that's gonna be my next thing I start working on, is actually turning the books into the movies. But that's how it started. I wanted to see the books on the big screen, things like that. And I didn't know how to go about doing it. So I just figured let me just do it myself, and I figured I'll figure it out along the way.
I know that's right, because I need my Teflon queen on the screen.
Yes, definitely.
Now, what intrigues you the most about writing and storytelling?
Just hoping that people get the message. People enjoy it and they like it, man. I like to see people like the movie. When people don't like things, I ask, why, so I can get better. I'm not like, oh, they hate it and stuff. Like, I just want to know why. Like, if they say it's horrible, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully they leave a reason or what they didn't like about it. But that way that I can go and get better and things like that, because I need to know why and stuff like that. And, everything is not for everybody. So you can't get mad if people don't, like your stuff and things like that. I see a lot of people who in this industry, and they take it personal. It's like these people don't know you. They have nothing personal against you. That's just their opinion, and it's not their cup of tea. That's all that it is. So, yeah, that's fair. I just need to know why they don't like it and stuff like that, so that, I can get, just better and improve and things like that, because I'm always improving everything. So, I want to get better at everything. I'm always learning as well, too. So, that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. Now, there are a lot of independent filmmakers coming onto the scene, and Tubi is a great outlet for them to be able to get their projects out. But now, do you agree many of the independent filmmakers fail to understand the importance of editing?
I think they don't understand the importance of anything, because I think they just see other people doing it. And it happened in the book world as well, too. Once they see, black people doing something, black people run everything, like, into the ground. So it's like, It used to be cool to one say, hey, I'm an author and stuff, and now anybody could just say they're an author and stuff like that, and it just takes the joy out of everything, because black people, they don't look at stuff from a business or art, right? They look at everything as a hustle. All they know how to do is just hustle, and it's like, yo, you could do actual real business. You don't have to be a hustler. You don't have to just flood it with trash just to get paid, right? And your hustle is, let me just get as much as I can, and then when that goes away, I just go to my next hustle and stuff like that. And it's like, you ain't gonna be able to sustain that. So get a real business, man. Like, stop just following and just hustling, because you see a lot of the people, they just doing anything. They never wrote a movie, they never directed a movie, they never filmed a movie or nothing. But now they're just doing it because they see other people doing it, and the other people don't know what they're doing either. So they're like, well, if they did it, I can do it and stuff like that. And it's like, there's no love for the craft. There's no, they just want to get paid. Like, that's all they want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was doing stuff when I wasn't getting paid. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, if you do something where you're not getting paid, that means you must really love the thing. These people now, they're only doing it to get paid, and this is where the the problem comes in at. This is them just looking at things as a hustle all the time, and it's like, stop trying to hustle and actually do some business, because your business will last longer than a hustle. But you can't tell people that, because everybody thinks they're the best hustlers and things like that. I want to be the best businessman, and it's hard to talk about business when you talk to somebody who just hustles all day. And this is why everything with us is always bad, and this is why we always at the bottom of the totem pole, is because they don't respect us. They don't respect us and things like that. So now, if we were putting out good or better quality movies, and everybody was taking it seriously, right, they would have a different respect for us. They would have to respect us. They never have to respect us in the book world, because people just putting naked women on the cover and the craziest titles, the ignorant titles. They're not going to put that in the bookstore. They're not going to put that on certain places. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, they don't even understand how this stuff works. So, but they don't care to understand. They just hustling. Like, oh, this is a catchy title, let me do this in the third. And it's just like, they're never going to take us seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because these people don't take none of their own stuff seriously. You feel me?
Right. And I think also a lot of times people see the way other people move, and I think sometimes it's seesaw vision. And what I mean by seesaw vision is that you see what it is you're supposed to do. You can feel it, you can touch it in your dreams. Like, this is what you're supposed to do. But everything in between, you don't know. You don't know what it's going to take for you to get there. You don't know what experiences you'll have to experience when you get there. And I think that sometimes people have to revert to what they know, so that they feel that it's helping them get where they want to go. Because a lot of times, other people have skills that you may not have, and that's why they're moving in the way that they're moving. Now, those skills you have to create for yourself, or you have to learn. And I think that's where a lot of times the problem comes in, because they don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. They don't know. They know what it looked like, but they don't know the process. And I believe what you said. You got to take time and kind of sit down and get a good perspective on what you're doing and why. Moving with better intent and purpose.
Yeah, and be serious about it, because you're not gonna know how to do stuff, because you coming in, you see everybody doing something and you just want to do it. You're not gonna know, because that's not what you even into. You're just doing it because you see everybody else doing good from it, and you're just trying to hustle on it. So you're not gonna have all the tools. You're not doing your due diligence. You're not doing anything. You're getting just enough information, the minimum information that you need to do it. You're going to try to do it the cheapest way, because you want to make the most profit. So this is why the movies look like that. And this is something you should be doing it for a while. This should be what you're doing. It's going to be always messed up for us, because this is how it works.
Absolutely. Now, those aspiring artists, whether in film or books. A lot of times they face many challenges that can be overwhelming at times, and sometimes they can be complex depending on what industry you're in. What advice would you give those new aspiring artists to encourage them on their journey?
Well, just make sure whatever you're trying to do, if you're trying to do film, make sure you're ready for it. You understand what I'm saying? Jump into something, do your homework. You understand what I'm saying? Make sure you got some money to do it the right way and not just do it the wrong way. You understand? Because stuff happens, yo. Stuff costs more money. Pop-ups happen. We're like, damn, that was going to happen. I got to pay a little extra and stuff. But if you only got a certain amount of money, you'll be like, oh, man, this is so overwhelming and this and the third. It's like, yeah, because you're not serious about this stuff. You came in, you was like, oh, I could spend this much money on a movie, not even preparing for extras or pop-ups or somebody say, hey, I need to stay here or whatever. They're not even planning for these things because they're just trying to jump in and do something that everyone else is doing. And for the upcoming people as well, I have to take time, stop rushing so much, and know this is what you want to do. And don't look at another person, who's black like you and say, if he could do it, I can do it. It don't work that way. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know what's put into this stuff and how much this stuff takes. Don't think just because you see somebody else doing it and they making it look easy, that it's easy for you, because it's definitely not easy. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is easy. And I'll just tell them be serious about their craft and just focus on things like that. If you are doing film, make sure you have a good spouse or a good girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever it is that you're doing, because it's going to be late nights. It's going to be beautiful people on set. You might got to kiss somebody sexy, and that mess your whole house up. You come home like, oh, that's what you're doing up there. You out there at 3 a.m. and this and the third, because you're just trying to copy up everybody else. You don't know what comes behind that stuff. You don't even know what goes on. You understand? So do your research first. Be serious about it and do it because this is something that you want to do, not because you see somebody else doing it and you think, oh, if they could do it, I could do it. And that's how a lot of stuff goes and stuff like that. Black people don't see value of the black people. So if they see a white person doing movies, they're like, oh, yeah, that's a good movie. But if they see a black person do it, they're like, oh, he could do it, I could do it. And it's like, you don't know what that person did and is doing to do this stuff. And then when yours don't come out as well, they get mad at the people and stuff like that. So I would just say
I want to go back to what you said, because I think that valuing ourselves is very important. I think that when we watch other films, they don't show us in a powerful light. They don't show us in a position of leadership all the time. They don't show us in a position of power all the time. So when we see these things, they're awkward for us. I remember watching a movie, in Christmas time, they have the Kings and the Queens movies where it's like a love romance, and she meets a king and da-da-da. Okay, so I was watching one and they were all black. I had to watch it twice because it was awkward, because I had to think about it. I don't see us as kings and queens, but if in reality we were kings and queens, it's just not something that we see on a regular basis. So then when we do see it, it is an awkward thing for us to be able to kind of mesh with it, because these aren't what we've seen society on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? I think that shapes our thoughts about our own community.
I definitely agree with you on that, man. So, that's the thing, man. We just got to get better and, like you said, valuing each other and things like that. So, that's a big thing. We got a lot of steps to take, but I think just us as people need to start actually doing the work. Everyone wants to skip the line and, not do the work. No one wants to work anymore. And it's like, yo, in order to be great, you got to put hours in. You can't just be great by saying, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Like, you have to put in hours. You got to put in years of this stuff. You got to do this stuff for a long time. The only way you're going to get great is by doing something repeatedly for a long period of time, and you ain't got no choice but to get better. If you're a barber and you start cutting people's hair because you see somebody else cutting hair, you ain't gonna be as good, But if the longer you keep doing it, the better you're gonna get. The better you're gonna get, and that's the thing. That's the thing about it is that they don't want to put that type of work in. They want something quick and easy, and they see other people doing it, and they like, I could write a movie too, and it's like, have you written anything before? Have you ever wanted to write anything? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, that's the only thing and stuff like that. And this is why, in Hollywood, and they have certain restrictions and stuff like that. And they have to, because, black people are coming in and tear shit up. You know what I'm saying? So they have to have these things. But I wish it would change, but it changes with us, where we bring more value to ourselves and our film and put more into our films. And then they'll take us more seriously and things like that.
Now, the Screenwriters Guild has recently gone on strike. What are your thoughts about that?
I don't know too much about it. Can you give me a little bit on that?
So, and it's really affecting like the Saturday Night Lives, the nighttime talk shows, the scripted things that a script has to be written for, right? And they're saying that because of streaming, they should be getting paid more because, the times have changed. Everything has changed. The way we film has changed. What are your thoughts about that?
I agree, man. I agree. You can't have old school rules with this new school technology. It just doesn't mix. Back in the day, they probably did it one way for a reason, but now it's just like the music business. Like, you don't need the rappers don't need these big labels anymore and stuff like that. So, you used to only could sell records through the CDs and shit and stuff like that. And so now that things are different, you could get several streams of income from different streaming platforms. So they should be getting paid a little bit more and things like that, at least a little bit from whatever it is. And the crazy thing is these people make so much money and they be so cheap, So it's just like you could pay these people a little bit more money and things like that, and it won't even affect anything. But the fact that they won't do it, it just tells you like how powerful they are, and they could just say, "Oh well, then," So we'll see. I'm interested to see how this plays out.
Absolutely. Now, what's next for Silk White and your brand?
Just continue putting out some movies and things. We got the Transporter season 3 coming up next, and we got a couple other projects coming down the pipeline and things like that. So just continue to put out this good quality and entertain the people, and man, just keep it pushing.
All right. Well, I so appreciate you coming in, sharing your time, space, and your energy with me. And you are always welcome anytime.
Man, thank you so much, Queen Lissha. I appreciate you always having me. And like I said, anytime you need me, man, I'm just a phone call or text away.
I know. Thank you so much.